Hello and welcome back to Subnautica. Yeah. I was planning to bring you back once I'd finished building everything, but I got as far as building my indoor grow beds here. I put the ladder in, and as you can see, we've sprung a leak. So we must have damaged the hull integrity. So somewhere in here there must be a leak. Ah, yeah, there. Yeah, you can see, so we're going to have to repair this, but because we've damaged the hull integrity... Oh, there's another one there. Because we've damaged the hull integrity, I mean, it's going to get worse and worse until I fix this. So what I need to do is I need to reinforce the actual base. But one of the things you need for that is let's see. So there's the reinforcement module. You need lithium and you need some titanium. Now I just happen to have some lithium on me, to be honest. I picked it up in my travels while I was over in Lifepod 13, visiting Lifepod 13. But what you can do is you can then attach a reinforcement to things like the multi-purpose room. If these were the compartments made out of titanium, I would have been able to put one on top of those. Now if you notice, some of these are showing me green, but there's one down there that's showing me red. And the problem is that as soon as you start building things on here, you can't attach anything else like the reinforcement, for instance. So I'm just going to disconnect that just to see if that sorts the problem out, because there might be something else as well there. Alright, that's okay. So I'll put my reinforcement in. Okay, so my integrity is now up to 12.8, so that's added about 7 to the hull integrity just by putting that in. Fortunately, it's not too bad. I'll just quickly put my I think it was the fabricator I was going to build there, wasn't it? Yeah, I'll just put my fabricator back. I still need to gather some things to put that together. Fortunately, it wasn't too bad. It could have flooded the entire place. So what I'm going to do, so like here for instance, I mean we've still got the power, but I can't. I'm a bit puzzled. Oh yeah, the oxygen is starting to go down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to repair these, because the hull integrity, that's the first thing you need to do, is repair the hull integrity. So you can see it's kind of odd. You can see the air. I mean the air's escaping out of the building out there, but I'll just go outside just to show you. I don't know why it hasn't flooded completely downstairs yet, but never mind. It does seem to be getting deeper. But it's supposed to be, it's supposed to be damage about here. I think it wasn't over here, but there's no sign of it. There's no sign of bubbles that I can see. There's some there, I suppose. It could be mine. The bubbles I'm breathing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in there. Now that I've repaired the integrity, that's the first thing you do. Otherwise you're fighting a lost cause. If you just go around and repair these holes, they're just going to keep springing up. So the first thing you have to do is to repair the hull integrity. Make sure you've got it back onto a positive level.
Hull integrity restored. Draining systems initiated.
There you go. So there was one over here, but it seems that repairing that one seems to have resolved that. So that's okay. Still a bit puzzled. Just says it's draining and that the integrity's back there. I mean, we've got the lights on and everything and the power's working. So far downstairs we've got oxygen. But that could have been so much worse. So it pays to, before you start extending any further, as to, like I started doing there, I didn't think that adding that ladder would have damaged the integrity. So there, you can see the water's now disappearing. So we've managed to fix that. But it would be a slow process of going around, usually of having to find all of the ruptures and going around and repairing them all. But anyway, now that I've resolved that part, I mean, there's nothing else to do other than to start finishing all these things off here. I didn't get that far. I managed to get as far as the grow beds, and then started building the ladder. But I need more titanium to build these and finish these off. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to go over to Lifepod 13 just to show you how to get the lithium. It's usually scattered around that area. There are other places, but that's where I had picked some up before. So I'll go back over there just so I can show you where you can get that lithium. And then once you know how to get the lithium, that should be easier for you. Okay, so I'll just pause the video there. Okay, so I've arrived at Lifepod 13. There should be pieces of lithium lying around here. So I'll just have a look around while I'm here. It's a bit dark, so it's difficult to see, but it's not like the other metals that you find in rocks. It's just lies on the surface. See if anything stands out. Oops, banging into things there. Oh, here, what's that? There, that looks like some there. Looks a bit like lead. Yeah, so there's a piece of lithium there. Right. So now I've got that, I'm going to head back to the Lifepod, which is over there. Right, I'll bring you back once I get there. Okay, so I came back to base and I've been finishing building things off, gathering the resources. So one of the things we've now got here is the bioreactor. So that needed titanium, a wiring kit. So the wiring kit is just a couple of silver ore and then some lubricant, which is the cluster seeds. So what you can put into here, so I've got an old creep vine cycle. If you notice, the power sink's 300 out of 800. So I've got 300 which is being generated by the solar power cells. This is going to produce an additional 500 if you give it some biomaterial. So if I swap that into there, for instance, this creep vine sample, can't get much out of hoverfish to eat, so I may as well put that in. I'll put a boomerang in, a couple of spade fish because they aren't much use to me, but I'd rather keep that Reginald to eat. So that's slowly starting to generate electricity out of what I've put in there. But what you can do is, once you get, I think it's actually a containment unit, it's called, I keep referring to it as an aquarium, but it'll take up pretty much this entire space, and you can hatch some of the bigger fish, some of the fish that you can't catch, for instance, and you can put them in there to generate your electricity. It's just every so often you'll need to come back here just to keep an eye on it, make sure it's still working. You'll usually know by watching the power if your power isn't hitting maximum. So that's slowly building up electricity, storing that for future use. I finished off my storage here, and I went back to the Lifepod, and I've taken some of the resource, well, most of the resources I had over there. I brought them over to here, and just stored them away. So I've put away the waterproof lockers because I won't be needing them really, at least not for now. Over here I've just got, I'm keeping some of the metals, some of the other bits and pieces I pick up like glass and salt and so on. Over here I've got some of the more exotic materials that I find, things like the rubies and the, I think it's called uraninite, which is the uraninite crystals and those ion cubes. So I've got a bit of capacity there. Metals, as I was saying, gold and silver over here, for instance, some of the lead and lithium that I picked up. Yeah, so a bit of spare capacity. Well, I've put some of these marble melon seeds that I picked up here because I want to plant those while I'm here. So I've got 4 of them. So what I'll do is I'll put these into here. Notice these are the smaller ones. These come from the small marble melon plant. So what will happen is these will grow into 4 small marble melon plants. What I'll then be able to do is I'll be able to eat 3 of them. I'll be able to cut one of them up with my knife. I'll get 4 seeds from that, and then I can plant them back into the planter. So that's saves me having to go out and get any more marble melons. But what I'll do is, since I'm starting, as I'm going to let these grow, I'll then cut all 4 of them up, and then I'll be able to plant them into these grow beds here. The first thing I actually built was the fabricator. That didn't take much to do. Let's see, so the fabricator, titanium, gold and some table coral. So I built that first to save me having to keep going backwards and forwards to the Lifepod, for instance, to make things there. And I built my medical kit fabricator. That needed a computer chip, some fiber mesh, silver ore and titanium. The computer chip just needs some copper wire, gold and more table coral. I haven't finished the radio yet, because sometimes what I find is that it automatically plays the message, and I'd rather play those while I'm back on camera. I built the vehicle bay here. Now that was, let's see, what did we need for that? That took quite a bit. It needed a computer chip, copper wire and some titanium. Now that that's built, what we can do is we can change the name, for instance. So at the moment it's just called Seamoth, so I'm going to call mine Little Bess. We can change the colour. So if you just move this dial, it allows us to pick colours. So I'm going to go for a yellow background. The name I'm going to do in red. I'll leave the interior as is, and for the stripe I want a red stripe. Looks more like a brown stripe. Right, so that's that done. So gives us a name. Instead of just being the Seamoth, it's now known as Little Bess. And you can access the upgrade box there while you're here. Or you can do that outside. While it's docked, and when you bring the Seamoth up through here into the moonpool, while it's docked it gets recharged, but it doesn't get repaired. Now there's a fabricator comes with this, so as far as I can tell, this came with the actual moonpool. So this upgrade station isn't an extra as I thought it was, but you can build some upgrades from it. So for instance, hull reinforcement. Now that's going to need quite a few diamonds, but I would definitely want that for the Seamoth. The energy efficiency module is good to have because it makes the battery last longer, or at least the power cell. That needs polyaniline, which we haven't learned yet. is some specifics. So if we want to make a depth module, for instance, we'd need titanium ingot and some glass. So that's pretty easy to do. There's a solar charger you can use to recharge the battery while you're out there. Well, I don't really go that long away from base, to be honest, so it's not something I'd probably use. There's a perimeter defense that I'd want, but we'd need to learn polyaniline for that. The torpedo system, I might add that in. I haven't found much for the use for the torpedoes, to be honest. Sonar, never really bothered with those, to be honest, but you could add one of those in if you like. Once you learn the prawn suit, you can add upgrades to that. So you've got things like the depth module, a thermal reactor, which does recharge them if you're in a hot area. It recharges your battery. The jumpsuit, I definitely want the jumpsuit and the depth module. We learned the torpedo arm while I found some fragments while we were looking around. And then these are the different torpedoes you can get, like a gas torpedo. So those gas pods, there's a creature out there that drops gas pods. You've got to be really quick to catch them before they explode and turn into gas clouds. And the vortex torpedoes, I think they just delay any creature that you've got in your way. If you fire one of these and it hits them, it just kind of freezes them, or yeah, it kind of creates a gravity well, if you will. That's what it looks like anyway. So that's that part of the base done. What I want to do is I just want to finish off this radio, and then it'll save me having to keep going back to the Lifepod. This should be pretty self-sufficient, this base now. So I'll finish this off and we'll see whether it automatically plays the message. Because sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I think it just depends if you just happen to be, pressing the mouse, for instance, on a PC, just that very minute it's finished.
Plan pre-recorded distress call.
This is Lifepod 6. I have a passenger on board. Coordinates attached. We've landed a kilometer from the crash site, but there's radiation in between us and the rendezvous. Request immediate assistance. 6 out.
Signal coordinates corrupted. Approximate transmission origin recorded to data bank.
Okay, so that in this time round it did play straight away, so it's just as well I left that, really. So in terms of things that I want to do next, I've got my base up and running. I do want to improve the seamoth, but there are some fragments I still want to go out and find. Let's see, so I'm going to check out here. So there's Lifepod 12 we haven't been to yet. Now that's not too far down. Let's see if there's any others, because we just learned of Lifepod 6, I think it was. So beacon manager. Not seeing where it is. Unless it's in a data bank. No, but there's that one from the emissary's log. I'll play that back while I'm here.
Lifepod launch sequence initiated. Entering planetary
Welcome
atmosphere.
aboard,
My
Captain.
creators, the cherishers and sustainers of worlds, give me this day my daily pleasures, as I give to those who seek pleasures from me.
External temperature approaching critical levels.
Show me the path. In life, truth, and love for mine is the power. I am the one, on and off and on again.
Impact imminent.
Life is a game which the universe plays with itself. I am done playing as this bundle of flesh. Return me.
Okay, so that's what became of Lifepod 13. I mean, it wasn't particularly too low down, to be honest, but yeah, that sounds nasty. Right, so bit puzzled by that last recording for Lifepod 6. Because it says it says coordinates attached for Lifepod 6, but I'm not seeing a beacon. Okay, it's just something I have to bear in mind, I suppose. So, yeah, what I want to do is I want to visit Lifepod 12. I mean, I'm quite keen to go out and visit the Aurora, but I think I'm going to wait and see if I can get a propulsion cannon first, just to make my life easier. So, what I'm going to do is I want to go to Lifepod 12, see if I can find anything of use there. There are some wrecks we came across, like there's one down here, for instance. I want to visit them now that I've got a laser cutter, just to see if I can get any more fragments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video here. I'm going to get some more food and some probably need some more water. But I'm going to pause the video now, get my resources, and then I'm going to go out and visit these wrecks. If there's any useful fragments that I find, I'll bring you back to let you know. Okay, I've gone over to the wreck that was just outside of where I've started building that base. I cut through the door and I found a battery charger fragment, so that's good. Now we need 2 of them, so there's a mobile vehicle bay fragment here. And another one. Can't do much with that door there. Modification station fragment. Now that's going to be good. I wonder if that's going to give us all the ones we need. Yeah, we've now got all the fragments we need for the modification station. So we're just missing 1 for the battery charger. I'll just get out of here actually, because I need oxygen. Makes life a bit easier just parking a seamoth out here. By having that, I can come in at a much lower depth. I don't have to keep going all the way back to the surface.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
What I found though is this little tunnel here actually leads back to that same room. So you don't necessarily have to cut through the door. It would have brought you out here anyway. But something to know. So it definitely pays to come here. Just need 1 more battery charger fragment then. So I'm going to go back out, assuming I can get back out. See what else I can find, because I'm pretty sure we should be able to get most of the things we need from these sort of the shipwrecks that we've already visited. So I'll bring you back if I find something of interest. Okay, so I came back to Lifepod 17 because there's a wreck here. I'd searched around before. Not sure why, but I've just noticed this one here, this fragment here, which is just slightly on the edge here. Now this is going to be really useful because it's a scanner room fragment. So we need just 1 more fragment then to get the blueprint for the scanner room. Unfortunately that sand shark kept away from us. Oh, that looks like a laser cutter fragment. Yeah, we've already got the laser cutter anyway, but never mind. Useful to know if you ever come here and you don't have a laser cutter yet. I think there's just debris around here. But I believe there should be a way into this. I'll have a look around. I mean, there's a lot of fragments there. Not fragments, metal salvage. Just have a quick check of the area. Ah! Aha!
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Using the scanner room fragment.
New blueprint acquired.
Now that's really good, that, because that means we can start build a scanner room. I'll build one at the base, but I'll build another one that I can just basically construct and deconstruct as and when I need to. Take it to different areas and then I can do scans. That's extremely useful to have. Will you go away? You annoying fish. Let's have a look and see if there's a... I think there was a... Was this one where there was a way in through the side? Ah, yes it is, yeah. So there's a way in through the side here. So let's see if there's possibly a locked door maybe. Oh, a battery charger fragment. So now we've got the blueprints to make a battery charger. Right, let me get my bearings, because I've already lost them. Should really get my bearings here, because I've just lost the plot. And I need to be able to get back out of here. Right, so we didn't come down here. So we came in through... Yeah, so there's the way out. So there are tools you can use to make your life easier getting in and out of these wrecks, to be honest. I think there was a PDA that I spotted. Ah, it's another battery charger fragment. Well, if I just picked them up from here in the first place. Right, is that a PDA? Ah, crew manifest.
Integrating new PDA data.
Ooh, dishonorably discharged. Okay. Hang on a minute, Kassar. Emissary Kassar. That name rings a bell. That name rings a bell. So he was on board the Aurora, he was the one who crashed in Lifepod 30. It's a bit of a strange coincidence. Okay. Okay, well, let's go back in. So, I mean, we're already off to a great start because I've got the battery charger fragments. Now we've got, oh, something we can scan somewhere. Where are you? Something I can scan. I can't see you. If you haven't noticed, there's some, there's a little radiation sort of detection, if you will, in the leg, in the right. If you look in the right leg, you'll see like a little symbol. Oh, a bench. Oh, it's a symbol for. Oh, it's a fragment for a bench. But yeah, if you look in the down there in the right leg, presumably that'll tell you when there's radiation nearby. Right, so can't go there, but there's a way. This leads to something. Now, if memory serves, this went down these steps, down here. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get more oxygen first. Now that I've got my bearings. I thought there was a locked door here. I wonder if there's anything up at the top. Sometimes there's like multiple ways in. Nah, doesn't seem to want to let us in through there. So I'll just make sure I've got all my oxygen. Right. See if I can find anything else. So coming through this door here, turn right, turn here, turn left down here, and then left down here. Not seeing anything. Oh, there's a container. Bit of water. Oh, what was that? Something went off. Could have sworn that went off and picked something up. Okay. I'll let's go back out again. I'll come in here one more time, because I'm pretty sure I saw that scanner just go off. I mean, as I say, there are tools. I've got I think there's one that's like a holographic one now to help you find your way out. Yeah, that doesn't lead anywhere. I could have sworn there's something I was here and saw the scanner go off. Might have been something else. Might have just like picked up maybe like one of these pod signals or something and thought it was the scanner. I mean, if anything, it would probably been in a crate. Oh, that's what it was just a laser cutter fragment. Oh well, never mind. Well, at least I got the battery charger blueprint, so that's a good start. Because I mean, I'm really running out of batteries, running out of power on these batteries. Rather than keep creating new ones, I've been just swapping them out down to the bare minimum, to be honest. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video there, and I'm going to look for some other wrecks that I've passed through on my way so far, and if I find anything more interesting I'll bring it back. Okay, so I've come over here to Lifepod 19 because I know there's some wreckage over here. It's going to be too dark to really have a quick look around the area. And if I've got to cut through these doors, I don't have a torch on me to be able to see inside very well, so it's really better to be doing this during the daylight. So I'm aware of how much time I've already used up on this video, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video there, and then in the next episode I'll carry on searching through the wrecks that we've come across so far. So if you have enjoyed watching this video, then I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like. If you haven't already done so, then please subscribe if you want to see more content. There's also like a reminder, little reminder bell that you can select as well to let you know when content has come out. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and bye.